So look, I want to read out something that I read earlier on about when this game may actually be played, the Merseyside Derby, and it looks as if we do have a potential window for it. So the new date for Everton versus Liverpool will likely rely on whether Liverpool progress through in the top 8 in the Champions League. So we beat Girona, we're pretty much there. And that would mean that when those ties for the knockout stages, so when the playoff round is being played for the teams from 9th to 24th, that looks like the time when we could squeeze in that Everton fixture. So you're looking somewhere February 11th or 12th or February 18th, 19th as a midweek game that we could probably get that Merseyside derby in. Of course, it does mean Liverpool will have to make sure we finish in the top 8 of the Champions League, but that's kind of where we're looking at. The only other tie there, there's not really many other dates to wiggle around with. You know, it's 11th or 12th or 18th, 19th of February is looking the most likely. And I don't know how I feel about the postponement. In all honesty, I obviously I understand it completely from the weather perspective and the safety perspective, but I don't know how I feel about it in the grand scheme of things for the season. It kind of feels like it could be a blessing in disguise, I guess. You know, we're gonna have to make sure that when we do rock up to Goodison that we leave with the 3 points. So yeah, maybe it's a good thing. I don't know, but I guess we'll figure that out later on in the season, right? KBS3 said, missing Canade and a clinical finisher such as Jota is needed for the derby. It's a blessing, Craig. I am kind of leaning to that way, yeah. Obviously you don't want congestion and pile up in the fixtures, but ultimately it does feel like it probably could give us a little nice breather that we could do it. Let's be honest with you. You know, it's been twice a week and then it's going to be twice a week most of the way through December as well. And it gives, I guess, a little bit of time for Alisson to get back, a little bit of time for Jota to get back, a little bit more time for Chiesa and Elliott on the training pitch as well. So, yeah, probably is a good thing, but, you know, when you see the gap being narrowed at the top, even though you know psychologically you have a game in hand, it's not going to stop the media and opposition fans from waffling along about it. Imagine Klopp laughing at the early kickoff being rescheduled. Oh, Jamie J, Connor said the same thing to me earlier on, bro. You know, somewhere Klopp was probably thinking, windy, and a 12:30, and it gets cancelled. Arnold's getting all the luck. Tony Hoare said, apart from the postponement, it's been a very good Saturday. What do you mean apart from the postponement, Tony? I won't lie to you, bro. I was pretty happy. There was no... Because I'm quite sick, as you might be able to hear from my voice. So I didn't know if I was going to be able to do the watch-along this morning. I was, you know, had a real bad tickly cough, and it's been getting worse. So... I was unsure how I was going to get on with the watch along, so secretly glad of the extra bit of rest, to be honest with you. But ultimately, yeah, you know, if we were sitting here now and we had won the game, I think we'd all be feeling a lot better about life. You know, you still want a response now from that game against Newcastle, but I guess it does give them a little breather, right? A little rest ahead of the trip to Girona. Nevelin, thank you for your super chat, mate. Said Arsenal fans. Oh, 1 second, let me get this up. Arsenal fans say we seeded the clouds to stop the game. Yeah, I did find some of the comments funny. Look, I'm sure that they're all meant in jest, but like, ultimately, the weather was shocking, and safety has to win out. So, you know, wherever the game was cancelled, fair enough. Like, but we still have to play it and sort it out. So, I actually think it's a good thing that the match is postponed because it gives the players time to rest after a short gap between the games. Yeah, look, there is probably more good than bad to it. It would have been nice to get back to winning ways, but like, if you want me to be really honest as well, like let's say we did play that game today, right? And the weather was nasty and we weren't able to get control of the game and it became one of those wars of attrition and you've got, you know, Everton fans right up behind them for big occasion, last Merseyside derby at Goodison. You know, who knows? So, you know, I'm certainly saying it's probably a better thing overall, but... You know, ultimately, I do feel for that Aussie fan, though. Did you see the news? There's an Everton fan from Australia that flew in for the last ever derby at Goodison, and I'm sure Everton will sort him out and help him out for the fixture when it's ultimately played. But you got to feel for that young man coming all the way over from Australia for the game. Why was it postponed? Oh, mate, there was 65, 70 mile an hour winds. Storm Dara battered Ireland and then went across to Wales and the northwest of England, and yeah, it was tasty. So yeah, I'm not surprised for public safety the game didn't go ahead, because last night here, you know, in my own back garden we had stuff smash up and big heavy stuff moving around. So yeah, safety.